true? Could it possibly be true? The rumors that Washington and Oregon, Clemson and Florida State are going to be added to the Big Ten Conference this week? Welcome to episode 283 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Here at Peek Around the Corner, we're going to give you our best shot at answering the question, the rumor heard around the college football world. Jack McGuire, Barstool Sports, puts out a rumor. Clemson, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, all joining the Big Ten Conference, and it's going to be announced this week. Let's get to the recap of this rumor. Athlon Sports, Alex Oren, Big Ten rumored to be adding 4 prominent schools this week. College expansion has been a wild ride over the past year or so, and it doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon. The Big Ten has spearheaded the movement. The storied conference adds USC and UCLA in 2024. It may not be done either. Barstool Sports' Jack McGuire is hearing a rumor that the Big Ten is adding 4 schools this week. Clemson, Florida State, Oregon, and Washington. Holy smokes. That would poach 2 universities from the ACC. Arguably, its top 2 athletic programs and 2 from the Pac-12. Arguably its best as well, even with USC and UCLA in the mix. And here is the Jack McGuire tweet. The shot heard around the world. Scoop City has received a serious rumor that the Big Ten will add Washington, Oregon, Florida State, and Clemson this week. I've been getting a lot of questions here in the last 12 hours. Is it true, Greg? Is it true? Could this be happening? We're going to give you our best shot at answering that question. First of all, let's look at Washington and Oregon. Nobody has been steadfast like we have at Peek Around the Corner. Nobody has been consistently reporting to you all that the interest in Washington and Oregon from the Big Ten is real. And it's real even with Kevin Warren not in the commissioner seat. In fact, it's easier for the Big Ten to expand with Washington and Oregon now that Kevin Warren is gone, because Fox Sports and other presidents did not want to deal with Kevin Warren anymore. But there are other hurdles for Big Ten expansion at this time. As we reported, we believe Washington and Oregon are going to become Big Ten members either a couple months from now or 5 years from now. We believe it's going to happen. The interest from the Big Ten to add Oregon and Washington is there. So is the interest for Fox Sports to do it as well. Those are not the current hurdles. One current hurdle, big hurdle right now for near-term Big Ten expansion is the legal counsel of the Big Ten. They don't want to be seen as completely annihilating the Pac-12. They need the Big 12 to act even more, not just taking Colorado, but taking in Arizona, which we believe could be possibly happening this week. So Big Ten needs the Big 12 to act once again, to crack the Pac-12 one more time. So that hurdle can now be eliminated. But there's another hurdle for the Big 12. Cost-benefit analysis inside the Big Ten. The presidents are split to add Washington and Oregon right now or wait 3, 4, 5 years from now. It is split down the middle inside the Big Ten. And then we got the other hurdle. Who's going to pay for bringing on Washington and Oregon? What media company? What added new media company is going to pay the freight to put on Oregon and Washington into the Big Ten? Or would it be Fox, CBS, and NBC just bellying up at the bar a little bit more, putting a little bit more money into the conference to make all the Big Ten schools whole by adding Washington and Oregon, because you're adding 2 extra slices? Could it be Amazon bringing in a Friday night slot, Friday night games, and offering a whole lot of money to the Big Ten to bring in an Oregon and a Washington? and a Florida State and a Clemson. So the Washington, Oregon piece to this rumor, yeah, we believe that could be true. That part we do not have an issue with. Again, here at Peek Around the Corner, there's been nobody more consistently reporting to you all that Washington and Oregon are the targets of the Big Ten. Sooner or later, they will become Big Ten members. That is our strongly held opinion here at Peek Around the Corner because of information we have received for months, and that includes before June 30th, 2022, when USC and UCLA were officially announced into the Big Ten. Remember, we were the ones who reported that, cracked that story wide open on March 31st, 2022, while the rest of the college football world was sleeping on that story. So let's get to the other part. Florida State, they're part of this rumor, right? Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Florida State, and Clemson this week announced to the Big Ten. We believe the Florida State, the smoke is real in regards to Florida State potentially announcing their withdrawal from the ACC conference on August 15th. We cannot confirm that they're actually going to do it. Who knows? They might not even made the final decision if they're going to do it or not. But we've been reporting to you all since December 26, 2022 that Florida State was interested. They felt the need to challenge the grant of rights in the courts, try to get a settlement from the ACC or ESPN to get out of the conference. We did not believe it was going to happen this quick. If Florida State pulls the trigger before August 15th, here in the next week or two, that's not what we thought was going to happen. We thought Florida State was targeting the first quarter of 2024 to pull the trigger. Maybe they moved up their time schedule, or maybe at PATC we got it wrong from the beginning. But that's what we were told on December 26, 2022, and reported to you 2 months before Mike Alford went public with his, how should I put it? Being critical of the ACC, warning shots to the ACC, letting the ACC know that the Florida State meant business. They were serious. If they did not do something about the revenue issues of the ACC, Florida State was potentially going to get out of the conference. Okay, so that's Florida State. That part of the rumor, we can buy that as well. What about Clemson? Clemson being announced in this rumor as a member of the Big Ten Conference. Are we at PATC buying it? Well, first let's take a look at what Brett McMurphy said about AAU membership here in June 7th. Clemson is not a member of the AAU. AAU membership, not a requirement to join the Big Ten. Sources told Action Network. Maybe AAU status is a preference, but solid academics are measured variety of ways, source said. Big Ten 16 members, including USC and UCLA, are all AAU except Nebraska. Nebraska was AAU back in 2010. So AAU membership is not a requirement. And we at Peek Around the Corner, for those in the PATC community, we've been reporting to you we've been saying this for years. As Jim Delaney said, it's AAU first, but not only. It's a preference for the candidates for the Big Ten. AAU is a preference, but it is not a requirement. Kevin Warren said it flat out in public. No, AAU is not a requirement for Big Ten entry. The Big Ten would like all their schools to be common in that they're large research universities. We all know that, but AAU is a private organization and they do not hold the veto pen to the candidate list for the Big Ten Conference. Michigan State joined the Big Ten as a non-AAU school. It was 8 years later when Michigan State became an AAU member after they joined the Big Ten. So the precedent has been set. If Oklahoma and Texas both would have called Kevin Warren and the Big Ten instead of calling Greg Sankey, Oklahoma would become a Big Ten member. Oklahoma would have been part of the exception list. So we can buy Clemson being a potential Big Ten target, being a Big Ten candidate. In fact, Brett McMurphy had Clemson on his latest list as Big Ten targets. Brett McMurphy, Action Network, has always listed Oregon, Washington, Cal, Stanford, of course, Notre Dame, Florida State, Miami, Florida. And the last time Brett McMurphy put out a target list, it included Clemson. Clemson. So we get it. We get it here at Peek Around the Corner. That part, again, we can believe that Clemson is a target. Now, here's our best shot at answering the question for you all. Washington, Oregon, Florida State, Clemson. Scoop City has received a serious rumor that the Big Ten will add all those 4 schools this week. As we have poked and prodded here at Peek Around the Corner in regards to Florida State, the smoke is rising that they could possibly announce their withdrawal from the ACC conference by August 15th and then proceed to challenge the grant of rights in the courts. As we've done that work, as we have tried to accumulate as much information as possible, we believe there is true smoke there. We don't have confirmation that Florida State's actually going to do it, but serious people are looking at this in a serious way that it could happen. We're all waiting for it. The people are on the hunt. They're watching this development. Mike Alford answered the question about ACC status for Florida State, and he answered the question in a very odd way. Mike Alford, the athletic director, said basically, well, we're part of the ACC, and August 15th, we don't even have a Board of Trustees meeting set from now until August 15th. A very odd way of answering that simple question that was asked to him at the ACC meetings. But while we poked and prodded about Florida State, we've also poked and prodded about Clemson. And it's from our understanding here at Peek Around the Corner that Clemson is not where Florida State is at in regards to being ready to announce withdrawal of the ACC, to be ready to challenge the grant of rights in the courts, or challenge ESPN and ACC doing some sort of settlement, trying to get themselves into the SEC or the Big Ten. We believe that Clemson is not there yet. They're not where Florida State is. Like we did at Peek Around the Corner here for months, we had Colorado at the center of the stage at the Holy Smokes Theater. We did not have Arizona with Colorado. We had Arizona at the edge of the stage. We had the information that they weren't quite where Colorado was. Same thing here. Florida State is at a different spot here in this storyline, the ACC drama. Clemson is not where Florida State is. From our most current information, from what we've been able to gather, Clemson is not where Florida State is. They're not ready or willing. They don't have the internal support yet. They're not ready to put their heads out there, their chin out there, and say, we're ready to withdraw from the ACC. So, because of that, we don't believe this rumor to be accurate. Washington, Oregon, Florida State, and Clemson this week to the Big Ten. We don't think Clemson is going to be announcing any withdrawal from the ACC before August 15th. Now, could we be wrong? Yes. And if we are, we will take the L. Or if information changes, we'll go ahead and report that. But for right now, we do not believe this rumor is true. However, we don't blame anybody for believing it. No way, no how. There's going to be other rumors. There's going to be other steam rising here this week. Let me remind you all what Ted Carter said. Brett McMurphy. This was just a few months ago. May 20th, it seemed like a year ago, but just a couple months ago. Nebraska President Ted Carter tells, more realignment is ahead. How big should Big Ten be? Do we need 4 more Pac-12 teams? I think we have another year or 2 of the status quo with few minor changes. But I think over next year, there's going to be a lot of big changes. That almost seems like a contradiction there. But over the next year, there's going to be a lot of big changes that are going to happen. 2 teams that move from one of the Power 5 conferences that cause things to unravel. There's a domino effect. One team leaves the ACC. It has a domino effect. Same with teams leaving the Pac-12. Nebraska President Ted Carter. 2 teams that move from one of the Power 5 conferences that cause things to unravel. We're looking at Colorado. We're looking out now at Arizona this week, potentially. One team leaves the ACC that causes a domino effect. And I think we're all looking at you, Florida State. And we have been here at Peek Around the Corner. We've been looking at you since December 26, 2022. We know that insiders at Florida State have been looking at this for a few years, from at least 2019. So we don't blame anybody for believing the Scoop City rumors. Not at all. We don't blame anybody for believing that Florida State could potentially announce their withdrawal from the ACC by August 15th. But we have yet to confirm that here at Peek Around the Corner. But we believe the steam, the smoke is definitely real. So hang on, everybody. Buckle up, brace for impact. Put down your comments and thoughts in the comments section below the video. Let me know how wrong PAT has got it. We don't believe this particular rumor is true. We do not see Clemson announcing a withdrawal from the ACC by August 15th. So there's not going to be an announcement that they're joining the Big Ten this week. But go ahead, disagree with us. Let us know how wrong we got it here with the Scoop City Jack McGuire rumors. There's going to be other ones floating around. And you know what? Some of these crazy rumors are going to turn out to be true, because that is the environment that we are now in college football. This college football landscape, it's ever moving. It is fluid. It's not fluid. It's volatile. It is volatile. So hang with us here at Peek Around the Corner. Stick with us as we continue to cover the Pac-12 drama, now the ACC drama, and we're 4 Saturdays away from the 2023 college football season. Holy smokes. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.